Oh, thank you.
Hey guys, it's Chuck, wrestling over everything. I'm here with the Spice Ranger, Miss Kayla Sparks herself. Uh, oh, look at those guns! Look at
The
you!
gun show.
I got
Thanks, Chuck,
you.
for having me. I'm so
Oh, you're welcome.
excited.
I mean, I live on 10 acres. Do I need to go get some guns so I can look like you? Like, I mean,
You already have them. Show
yeah, you just showed me up on my own show. Golly. Um, no, I just
I love
wanted
it.
to ask you a couple questions. We're trying to like I know what I did when I was a wrestler on the day of shows and how I prepared every match. But what are some of the ways you prepare or like a ritual that you do the day of a show?
I mean, I just try to stay as focused as I can, the day of the show. I try to, I make sure I get my protein in there. I try not to eat too much. I know a lot of the other wrestlers too, like it's that nerves and stuff like that. You can't, but your body needs like some like energy and stuff like that. So I just always make sure I drink plenty of water, like the usual stuff. And then as far as like rituals, I do obviously like I get pumped for the match to get your blood flowing, your adrenaline, and I do like a couple like sit-ups, push-ups, stuff like that. But I do something personal to me is that since I came back to wrestling, two very important people in my life from my family that passed away. I definitely feel like this past year, just so many amazing opportunities happened for me that I literally feel like, my guardian angel. So like my grandpa and my aunt, I put their names on my wrist, I write them before each match I have. And so that's just like a way of me saying like thank you to them. Like they're watching. I know they're definitely watching down from like, from heaven and stuff. And another person too that means a lot to me that I got back into wrestling too. She was a huge influence was China. I write her name there down too. Just, that's like a ritual thing that I do. And as far as like, and I always just try to be on that positive, those positive vibes. If I have to like put on a song or something, I definitely to get pumped up, I do that. I try to listen to different songs, you know what I mean? It's not like the same song.
Right.
So but yeah, definitely like something Spice Girls or something like, like empowering and stuff like that. Those are my rituals, I guess. Nothing too crazy.
I've got the Spice Girls CD in my CD case.
I love it.
Super proud of it. I sing all the lyrics
Yes,
to all the songs.
that's right.
Uh,
Yep.
we would like at the promotion that I was trained at, I made the playlist. So it was all the
Yeah.
songs I wanted to listen to.
Yep.
So while they were testing music, I was like, oh, well, I get to get amping. Nobody realizes why I'm doing it because I made the playlist.
I love that. That's awesome.
It was it was a rib against my trainer because he didn't know what I was doing. So
Yeah.
he was like,
I love that.
he would walk up. There's one song that I did by like POD, and it was the Here Comes the Boom, and it says something like SD in it, talking about being from San Diego, and he thought that it said ass, and we were in a church.
Oh no.
He got what is that? He got so pissed at me. Sorry about that. He got so pissed because he thought I had a song that was cussing in a church. And but it was great. And then
awesome.
yeah. So the second question I have is why is wrestling over everything to you?
Yeah. I mean, wrestling has been like it's always been in my life since I was 3 years old. I loved it. I've been so passionate about it. Like I've always been a fan. Wrestling over everything because wrestling has always been like I'm sure other people can relate. It's been my escape since I was like, a kid. Back in school I used to get bullied a lot for the way I dress or the way I look, or actually because I was the only female fan at the time, like that loved wrestling. So I was made fun of that. So wrestling to me was just something I could always relate to, in that way. And it was my escape. So now as an adult, I still feel that way. I still feel like it brings out that inner, like, that inner child in all of us, that love that you have for wrestling, like as a fan, the excitement you get, the adrenaline you get before a match. And when you watch wrestling as a fan, that's why wrestling over everything for me, because it's just, it's a way of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like it's funny that you say the adrenaline part because like you're like the third person that I've interviewed that this has come up. Like if they could bottle, it doesn't matter heel or face, if they could bottle the emotion you get when you walk out, there would be no drug addicts. They would
Yeah.
be addicted to that feeling, because that feeling is
Right. It's
like there's nothing like it. I've been in bands before, and even when we were on stage doing that, like it was not the same, you know. It's that adrenaline you get when you walk out in front of a live crowd and the fans are either cheering you or booing you. Like there's
yeah.
nothing like that. So like
Oh yeah.
that adrenaline, like I long for that. And
Yeah.
we started
Definitely.
I wanted to start this company so I could get back to not that part, but like, you know, the locker room stuff where you can be around, you
Yeah.
know, the boys and the girls in the back. That way you can feel that. Because like if you're not wrestling, there's nothing like being in a wrestling locker room. It's so different.
Right. Oh yeah.
Everybody's there for
Yeah.
one
That
goal, you know. And that's to make the
exactly.
show
Yeah.
the best show that's going on that night.
Right.
So like
Yeah. That's so important. Yeah. The camaraderie and you know, everyone having each other's back is so. It's just so. It's so vital. It's so important. Like especially with just like women's wrestling too. Like I know we were just talking about it, like Thunder Rosa, everything she's doing for women's wrestling now, and having people like that to look up to in the locker room is definitely a plus. So I
yeah,
love it. I'm all
she's,
about that.
she's really cool to be around. She you can tell that she was there to help the girls, like at that show, the Mission Pro show we were at. Like you could tell
Mhm.
that she really cares about trying to move women's wrestling
Yeah, for sure.
forward.
She's an amazing person. I love her, and yeah, just it's always about uplifting each other and like all about
And that's what we should,
it.
you know, like as workers or anybody that's in this business, not just workers, promoters, referees. We should all be trying to push the next guy
Yeah,
and
for
be there for each other.
sure.
I mean, like this wrestling is big.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a small niche. Like
Hmm.
it should be wrestling over everything. Like you should not let the drama or the made up drama that's in your head, you know, like let
Yeah.
that be something that separates you when this is what
Yeah.
brought you together, you know, and you should be there
Yeah.
trying to help each other succeed and
Yeah.
push each
100%, Chuck. I totally. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. It's all about uplifting each other. Like you see someone that's down, like you might be having like, you know, there's days where we all have off days, like we're all human and stuff, but like the minute you get in that locker room and you see all the familiar faces there and you see that you feel that energy that you feed off of, you know, the other guy or girl, you know what I mean, in the locker room. And that's what I love about it. And the fans too. Like we're all here, we're all in it, you know, we're all in this together. So we can
because at
put
the
on
end
a
of the
great
day,
match, a great show, everyone, you know. Yeah.
you know, because at the end of the day, we were all fans.
Definitely.
I mean, like not many people get in this business
Right.
that were not a fan of the business at some point in their
Right.
life. So
Right.
being whatever it is that person needs, like that's what we should be doing. Like if you need the shoulder, like be the shoulder. If you need to be the guy that or girl that's giving advice, be that person, because something that you know
Yeah.
could help that person. My
Definitely. Yeah.
my my stepdad in wrestling, John Davis, he's my business partner, but he taught me as soon as the first time we ever talked, you know, he was like, leave this better than you found it. Like that's one of the, he's like,
Yeah.
if you don't remember anything I taught you, remember to leave it better than you found. So like that's my goal. I mean,
Yeah.
like that's our goal, you know, in every aspect of life, it should be that.
Yeah.
Even if it's not
Yeah.
not
That's
your shoot job, like leave that better than you found it. Like leave your
right.
family better
Right.
than you found it. You know, like you come into it, try to build that
Right.
up. You know, everything we do is what that should be the goal for all of us.
Right. Right. No, I 100% agree. Yeah, definitely. Like just give all your heart, your body and soul into it. Because
Yeah,
if you're not, then why do it? You know what I
yeah,
mean?
for sure.
Wrestling over everything means exactly that. Your blood, sweat, your tears, everything that you sacrifice for, you know, the love of the business, the love of the sport. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
sure.
yeah.
I agree 100%. Before we get off here, is there anything that you want to, you want to plug? Social media?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, thanks. I mean, thank you, Chuck, for giving me this platform and all of us. Like, I've 100. As soon as I saw, you know, wrestling over everything, I was like, I have to. I love that. I love the idea, but like, it's amazing. So thank you for giving us that, and it's getting a lot of hype. I hope that you've got so much success so far, and I'm super proud of you guys. So I'll just plug, you know, my socials. my social media, it's at Kayla Sparks 247 on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and you can also check me out on YouTube, Kayla Sparks.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on with us.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
great
much,
rest of
Chuck.
your day. Yeah.
You too.